What's up everybody, we're back again with another raid guide, and today we're taking a look at Grong, or Grong the Revenant if you're Alliance. So I'll be going over all the mechanics, how they work, and then our overall strat for this fight. I just want to start off by saying this encounter is the exact same for both the Horde and the Alliance. Nothing changes mechanically. So let's talk about the main mechanic of the fight, which is his rage. A big part of this fight is managing Grong's rage to make sure he doesn't get too much of it. His rage gain increases as the fight goes on. At first it's about 50 rage per minute, this increases to 58 rage per minute at 70% HP, and again to 66 at 40% HP. And why do we want to manage this? Well, Tantrum. He casts this as soon as he reaches 100 rage. It deals around 50k damage every second for about 4 seconds. 1 tick per 25 rage available for the boss to use, but I will go over this a bit more later. Each tick also applies the Shattered debuff. It's a dot that lasts for 40 seconds, it deals a bit of damage around 3k per tick, but it also increases the damage taken from subsequent tantrums by 30% per stack. So first tick by tantrum you take X damage, next tick by tantrum you take 30% more, and so on and so on. And due to this debuff, the raid will wipe if he is allowed to cast a full 100 rage tantrum. But again, more on that soon. On top of this, we have the Apetagonizer 3000, a mechanical ad that spawns throughout the fight one at a time. The ad will cast Apetagonize, which generates 10 rage to Grong. It can and should be interrupted at all time. And when the ad dies, it explodes and deals nature damage in a 15-yard radius. It also generates 50 rage to Grong if he is within 15 yards of the ad when it dies. On top of this, when the ad dies, it leaves its core on the ground. Players can pick up this core and gain access to Apetagonizer's core ability. It's a 20-second debuff which deals a bit of ticking damage to the holder for the duration of the debuff. Whoever has the core gets an extra action button to cast Discharge. Discharge deals a flat 5% of Grong's HP and immediately causes him to cast Tantrum with whatever rage he currently has. And this is what we use to make sure that Grong doesn't wipe the raid with 100 rage tantrum. He also has a bunch of non-rage mechanics that we have to deal with, such as the new fun, totally not Ursoc 2.0 tank mechanics, which is Bestial Combo, a series of 4 tank-focused abilities. First 3 of them are a random order of 2 possible abilities. The 4th ability is always the same, meaning that depending on what tank smash he chooses to do, you will have to tank swap at different timings. First out, you have the Bestial Smash. It deals a huge amount of damage to the tank and applies the Crushed debuff, increasing damage taken by Bestial Smash by 500%, and Rending Bite. It's just a nasty bleed which lasts for 10 seconds and can stack. So when the combo starts, you use either Bestial Smash or Rending Bite in any order 3 times. So you can get Smash, Bite, Smash, or Bite, Smash, Bite, or just 3 of the same, which is not very fun. Having 2 stacks of Bite kinda hurts, or getting 2 smashes in a row is not good. And as I said, the final one is always Bestial Throw. He picks up the tank and hugs the tank real hard, dealing moderate ticking damage over 5 seconds. After that, he throws the tank at a random raid member. So naturally, whoever gets a tank thrown after him or her wants to run away from the raid a bit. Just don't throw the tank close to the ad. We had the unfortunate event of that happening exactly as the ad died, which meant Grong got a lot of rage and wiped the raid. On top of this, we have Reverberating Slam. Grong slams the ground at a random melee member, dealing around 80k to anyone within 10 yards, and leaves a circle on the ground. After about 3 seconds, the circle explodes and deals approximately 120k to anyone still inside the circle and knocks them back. And to add to the fun, we have Ferocious Roar, raid-wide AoE damage that also fears anyone who isn't standing close to another raid member, and fear lasts for 5 seconds. And lastly, Megatomic Seeker Missile, a missile that targets a random ranged player, deals around 64k fire damage to that player and anyone within 10 yards of the impact, leaves a pool of megatomic fire on the ground, which deals a large amount of ticking damage to anyone who stands in the pool. So don't stand in the pool. So how do we deal with all of this? We had our tanks stand on top of each other in front of the boss, no cones here, and it makes sure they don't get feared. We split the melee into 2 groups and we had our range plus healers stay fairly stacked at one side of the room. We marked one ranged player for the raid to follow, and as soon as the raid got hit by a missile and a flame patch spawned, they simply moved out of it and keep doing that throughout the fight. And we had our melee groups each stand behind the boss on either side, so one back left and one back right. One melee will get slammed, and as soon as that group gets slammed, they all move out of the echo, wait for it to explode, and then run back in position. You can also have your ranged and healers be spread all over the room to minimize damage from the missile, but we just found it easier to out-heal that and stay stacked to get more healing during all the other mechanics. As soon as the Apetagonizer spawns, you want all your DPS to swap to it and burn it down as soon as possible. Make sure to interrupt its Apetagonize cast so Grong doesn't get any additional rage, and make sure the ad dies away from Grong, or rather, tanks make sure to move Grong if an ad spawns close to him. Assign a mobile range DPS like a BM Hunter to pick up the core, and use the core when the boss is above 50 rage. If you use it below 50 rage, it's a waste and later doesn't make a difference. If you use it on more than 74 rage, you will get free ticks from Tantrum, which is pretty much a wipe, or at least a lot of healing. Make sure that when the boss casts Ferocious Roar, you are within 5 yards of someone else to avoid being feared. And lastly, for you tanks out there, his bestial combo, as I mentioned, is 100% random apart from the final ability, which is always the throw. You will die if you take 2 bestial smashes in a row, unless you have a big cooldown on you. Paladins can bobble this with final stand, and you can Blessing of Protection taunt parts of the combo as well and to take away the bleed. So just keep your eyes open for what he's currently casting and what debuff you have. You can follow these guidelines. Taunt if Grong is casting Bestial Smash for a second time in a row, or if Grong is casting Rending Bite and the current tank already has 1 stack, or if the first tank has both Rending Bite and Bestial Smash on him and the third ability is coming. Doesn't matter what it is, just taunt. And when the 4th ability is used, the Bestial Throw, make sure that whoever the tank gets thrown at moves out of the raid. And healers, make sure to have cooldowns sorted for every tantrum and pay extra attention to the tanks during the combo. This fight is very healing intense, so just be prepared for that. And I think that pretty much covers this fight. Hope it helps, and if you have any questions at all, make sure to hit me up in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me and my work. And as always, hit that subscribe button, leave me a like, and ring that notification bell and switch it to all. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.